Often people think of summaries as reductions, taking a longer piece of writing and making it shorter. But let's take a minute to look at the root of the word, sum, which is the total amount resulting from the addition of two or more numbers, amounts, or items. So it's an adding up of information, not a reduction. So, keeping that in mind, let's look at another word with sum as its root, summit, the highest point of a hill or a mountain. And when you're standing up at the top of that pinnacle or at the top of a tall building looking down, the world looks very different. You see the world from a very different perspective when you're above it than when you're down at the street level. From up above, you get the big picture without getting lost in the details. So when you go to write a summary, you want to keep these key points in mind. You want to think about creating the sum of what you have read and giving that to your reader. You're going to be presenting your audience with the overall view, the big picture. You do want to include some key points that stand out from the source, kind of when you think about standing up at that mountain and looking down, those landscape features that are clearly seen from above. You still want to explain those points to your readers in a summary. And you definitely want to avoid quoting. Unless you need to tell your reader something that a specific person involved in the story that you're writing about actually said, that you could quote. You could use those person's words. But otherwise, you want to write everything in your own word, not use the writing of the person who wrote the original source that you're using. Keep these tips in mind when you go to write summaries for this class and others.